Wow, so this is the new dojo, huh? Far so good? This will work. Be a good place to teach in. Yeah! Ninjas! That's why the rent here is so cheap. Yeah! Ninja, please. This is Chuck Johnson, and I'm here to show you. Welcome to episode 9 of How to Defeat Dudes. So over this episode, we're not actually going to deal with how to defeat sorted ninjas. Sorry. What we are going to deal with, however, is multiple opponent scenarios, or MOSs, as I like to call them. Multiple opponent scenarios are extremely dangerous, and they need to be treated as such. Not too long ago, I had a friend in Wales who actually had a friend who was beaten to death trying to help somebody else who was in an MOS. Beyond that, I knew a guy in Korea who had his back broken in an MOS, and then even here in Japan, which is like the safest place in the world, a Nepalese guy was beaten to death in an MOS. This stuff happens, and you need to know how to handle it. So, let's take a look.
How do we actually do multiple opponent scenarios when there's just 2 people?
Oh yeah. すみません。ちょっと手伝ってもらってもいいですか？お願いします。ここに立ってくださいだけ。ありがとう。So when you're in a multiple opponent scenario, the first thing you should do is make sure that you've got everyone within your frame of vision. Okay? So that means if I'm facing random guy here, and then I see Dean kind of creeping up from behind, then the first thing I want to do is step back to make sure I can see both of them, or if there's more than 2, so that you can see everyone. So from there, now the most ideal position that you want to hold them in is, if you can, you want to try and hold them in a line this way, so that no matter what, I still only have to face one guy at a time. Okay? Now, failing that, your next best scenario is going to be holding them in a triangle like this.
How do we actually get away?
Okay. So from here, now I've got both guys facing me, I'm looking at them, I'm in the triangle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the main guy like this and just be like, all right, listen, dog, it's like this. Boom! And you hit his friend, and then you run this way. Okay, so anyway, when you're doing that punch, you want to aim straight for the nose. Okay? If you've ever been hit in the nose before, it really hurts and it just messes you all up. Even if it's not broken, your eyes start watering, you get really disoriented, and that'll actually buy you some time. If you don't know how to punch that well, then you can just use a palm heel instead. Okay? Or if you're a woman and you've got a purse, or an ever so fashionable metro mail and you've got a satchel, then you can use your purse or your satchel to hit them. Okay? And even if they block it, even if you don't hit them very well, whatever, it doesn't matter. All you want to do is distract and disorient both of them so you can run away. Okay? すみません、本当に。もう一回してもいいですか？もう一回? Okay, so now let's switch. So let's have Dean in the middle. Okay, so now Dean's in the center position. Okay, so Dean, what I want you to do is I want you to look and then hit.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, let's give it a try.
All right.
So he's in the center, he's got both of us in his frame of reference. No, please don't! No, dude! Hit me, not him! Go check on him and make sure he's okay. So anyway, now even though Dean didn't exactly get that right, the one thing that he did do good is that he went for the little guy and not the big guy. There are those who argue that when you're doing a multiple opponent scenario, your best option is to try and take out the principal, because if you take out the principal, then everyone else loses their motivation to fight. Me personally, I say screw that. Go for the smallest guy, go for the closest guy, go for whoever you know you can hit, knock them out, use that to create an opening, and then run. Okay? So in closing, what I really want to emphasize is that multiple opponent scenarios are very dangerous. And even if you're a well-trained martial artist, the longer they run on, the lower your chances of actually getting out of them. One, because eventually you're going to get tired. And then two, because chances are eventually somebody's going to hit you from the back, you're not going to see it coming, and if you go down, if you actually end up on the ground, 99% of the time, it's game over. Okay? So you need to hit and run and get out of there as soon as you possibly can. Now, if you're in a space where you can get away or you can go through doorways, doorways make a great bottleneck so that you only have to face one of them at a time, and also long, narrow hallways do as well. If you're in a position where you can't really run, if you're in an enclosed area, then your number one priority needs to be reducing the numbers, meaning you have to hit to take them out. So that means kicking to the knees, like I said, going for the nose, maybe going straight for the eyes, even attacking the major blood work that runs along the neck here. Sometimes if you punch that really hard with what Austin Powers would refer to as a judo chop, then you can disrupt the blood flow to the brain and then make somebody topple right there. Okay? So that's all the advice that I have to give. This is Chuck. Take this home, train, and see you next time. Yosh!